So I'm here with Mr. Chad, the Taco Man, as we discussed in the podcast. Yes. That is now his official nickname. So, and we did the podcast. If you didn't catch that, check that out on the iTunes, Apple Podcasts. I think it's anywhere. I don't know, but find it. It's good.
Wherever it's at.
Wherever it's at, find it.
Find your podcast show too.
Find your podcast. And so I just kind of wanted to go back over some things with you for people that prefer video format.
Absolutely.
But
myself.
Yourself? Are you a video guy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh man, see, I'm way more into podcasts. So this is always the hard one for me.
I have to put a face with a
voice.
Yeah.
See, I like to make up the person in my head and feel like they're way, they're probably cool. Better than they are. Right? And then when I see them, I'm always like, oh
no. Like when you see the radio DJ from back in the day.
Yes, and you're like,
wow,
what?
He's not
what I thought he was gonna be. Yeah, so that's why when I read books, I always make up these characters, and then when the movies come out, I'm like, that's not what they look like.
I think that's the big thing, is people always are like, well, the book's better. I'm like, well, nobody can beat your own imagination.
Exactly,
so,
they're perfect because I made them up. Absolutely. So yeah. So anyway, video for those people that want to spoil their mental image of me, go ahead. So we talked a little bit about on the podcast about your journey. How much weight have you lost total?
On Macroholics, I've lost 55-ish pounds.
55 pounds, cool. So
from my heaviest, just over 100.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. And you really, were motivated a lot by being there for your kids, being able to be more active. Yeah. You're kind of unique in the sense that you stay home with your kiddos, and that's something that I think really drives you to be more active.
Yeah.
Because
it's a blessing and a curse. Knowing that I can just go outside and work out at any time, but at the same time,
you can go outside and
work out anytime. Well, I still have to my kiddos have to be like, hey, I can't just you go play. And,
right. They have to be entertained.
I'm going to work out for 2 hours with, no adult supervision.
Yes.
So
that's something that David does that we're working on. Yeah. I'm like, you have to at least make sure she's in the house.
It was easier with before my daughter was born, because she takes a little more attention.
Yeah, because she's little bitty.
Yeah, when he's 3, he can watch cartoons and he can run in and out. It's fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah. Yeah, the new baby will throw a kink in there for a while.
It kind of has.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
My selfishness has taken a little bit of a backseat. So,
dang it.
Yeah.
That's the worst. So talked a little bit about some pieces of advice maybe that you thought were impactful. Let's kind of go back over that. What are some pieces of advice for Macroholics that you feel like really hit things home for you?
Consistency, really is key.
So hard
just being
so important.
Yeah, just doing what you know to do all the time. Just you know how to weigh the food, you know how to measure it. It can be inconvenient at times.
Yes.
I remember in the beginning, I was weighing out chicken nuggets at my son's birthday party, and somebody was like, "Are you really doing that?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, I am." And it's got to
fight me.
Yeah. Once I kind of got used to how to estimate a little bit better, and it didn't become as tedious, I guess. I'm not such a stickler as I was maybe. Yep. And being on maintenance, you have a little more freedom. Yeah, doing it for 2.5 years now, it's you learn a little bit of the tricks and stuff, but consistency and know what you want. You always say it best, if your goals are to lose weight and you're gonna have to choose between sometimes birthday cake and a lower scale weight. That's just that's the choices you.
And there's not anything wrong with either choice, but knowing
some days you're going to choose the cake, and some days you're going to choose the scale.
Exactly, and knowing that the sacrifices that you have to make to get what you want are important to distinguish, because it's really easy to get kind of trapped in that idea of it's not my fault that I'm fat, or not my fault that I can't eat the cake.
Yeah, every piece of food that goes into my mouth is my choice.
Yes.
And to know, sometimes a little bit of knowing that I do have the freedom to choose what I want to eat today. To have that kind of blessing is really, it puts it into perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Really absolutely. And that's something that helps me a lot. There's a quote from Melissa that wrote the It Starts With Food book with Whole30, and she talks about how like it's not hard. Like in comparison to the things like we talked about, like your mom passing away, like, you know, you have seen her be that ill and that sick.
Watching somebody suffer from cancer is hard.
Absolutely. You know? That's hard. That's where it's hard. And
especially when you can't do anything to help.
Absolutely. That's where the real struggle is. And just because you can't have 2 pieces of birthday cake instead of just one.
Because I had to have a small ice cream and not
exactly. You know, and once you can really lock that into the perspective of how good life is and how blessed we are and how lucky we are to find something that we know will work. You know, I mean, because there's been diets that I've done in the past before Macroholics that's like, you know, it probably wouldn't have even worked even if I was consistent, even if I was, you know, that caloric deficit wasn't really there, and that's probably why I picked that diet.
I think a lot of times, like, trying to be in caloric deficit or not really understanding that in the past was like a biggest struggle for me. Like, not understanding or not taking the time to understand like how much working out it takes to burn so many calories versus how easy it is to take in a lot of calories in a short amount of time. Like, I thought, well, you know, I can, you know, work out for an hour today and then go eat some pizza.
Eat whatever I want.
That's not necessarily like, you could probably go eat 1 slice of pizza or 2, but you can't eat
the whole
10.
pizza.
You can't eat 10.
Exactly. Because that does make a huge difference when it comes to, you know, and a lot of times people think like, oh, I'm working out more, so I, you know, and if I'm you know, gonna lose weight, and I'm like, well, you know, usually working out more makes you hungrier and you eat more, and then you know, your body's really good at finding, you know, that homeostasis.
It really is.
And it's rude, but it's true. So me and David talk about that a lot, like the evolutionary process of weight gain and how, you know, our bodies are still survival machines and they're still trying to hold on to every piece of food we get because you never know when there's going to be something chasing you. And, you know, I'm like, when is that going to go away? Because, like, we're fine. Like, I don't need, I'm not running from any tigers. Exactly. Like, just calm down, body. Like, we've got it.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a couple thousand years now. Like,
exactly. Like, chill. When are we going to catch up? So yeah, that's fighting against those, you know, natural instincts is tough, but I think the reward mentally and as well as physically, you know, is so important to learn that like your body will respond to the stimulus that you give it. And I think that's really cool that we get to experience that from the perspective of weight loss.
Absolutely.
So, and we talked a little bit about Chad's favorite person is The Rock.
The Rock.
And
if I had to pick one, it's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
He's encouraging, he's jacked, he's like... He's funny. Like, how could you not like The Rock?
If you don't like The Rock, fight me because he's the best.
For real.
Like, it's really, he works hard. He's a hustler. And you know, he travels all the time, and he really, you know, makes the effort to be a father and husband, and he's the best. So we support The Rock here at Macroholics.
That's right.
Whether you like it or not.
Team Rock.
Woo! So anyway, I guess that'll about wrap up this video. A little bit about getting to know Chad. If you have any questions or want to join his team on Macroholics, you can find him in the Macro Master section of our website. And
holler at me, I'm a little obsessed with it.
Yeah, Chad's easy to talk to.
I'll help you along your way.
Yeah, Chad's fun to talk to, and he's easy to understand. So if you have somebody that you want to have a little bit more extra accountability with and extra talks with, he's always down to get some coffee or something like that. So hit him up. So we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.